Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Surajo of Movie Musings, and tonight I'll be reviewing the most anticipated movie of 2012, The Dark Knight Rises, which was released June 20th, 2012. Yeah, June 20th, 2012. So it's the final, it's the conclusion to the Batman trilogy, the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, and the story picks up 8 years after The Dark Knight, and I'm pretty sure you've seen The Dark Knight, as everyone has seen. I think everyone has seen the movie. It's kind of late. I'm sorry about all the stuttering, but yeah. So it picks up 8 years after The Dark Knight, and Bruce Wayne, who was Batman, he's kind of retired the whole Batman shtick, because I guess because Batman is a villain to Gotham City, because as you've seen in The Dark Knight, he takes the blame for the fall of Harvey and the death of Harvey. So he kind of retires that shtick and becomes like a hermit, so to say. I'm really trying really difficult not to reveal that much in this review. It's really hard not to, because it was a good movie. I really enjoyed the movie. It was really fast paced. Obviously, because like it's not like there was like a lot of time progressing in this movie, whereas like in The Dark Knight, I'm pretty sure that everything in The Dark Knight happened within a course of maybe a week or 2 weeks tops, whereas this movie is progressing in months, in periods of months, and there's periods of months in which the Batman is MIA. I'm not going to tell you why he's MIA, but it's very critical to the story. So, in this movie, the villain is Bane. And Bane is like this, he's the perfect enemy for Batman, because he's actually superior physically, and he's actually intellectual, in the sense that he's smart. He's not just a fool doing things. He's a superhero's worst nightmare, in the sense that, I would imagine like superheroes usually find these bad guys who have like a major flaw, whereas Bane didn't really have a major flaw. He was superior intellectually. Well, he wasn't superior intellectually, but he was really smart, and he was superior physically. And that physical strength is kind of what overpowers Batman. Considering he was in 8-year hiatus, he was kind of like old. It's like a boxer trying to get back into the ring after being gone for so long. And So, I'm really trying not to reveal too much, but I'm just going to say this in regards to whether the movie and the backstory of Bane had stayed true to the comic book. I'm not going to say it did. It actually deviated significantly from the backstory of Bane, deviated significantly from the comic. The other thing that I was kind of like hoping was for a transformation from Bane, because everyone knows as Bane, like he juices up on this special venom stuff that kind of makes him even more brute. And that didn't happen at all in this movie. Christopher Nolan took Bane in a completely different direction, made him more human, I would say, because he wasn't like he didn't have any really. He was strong, but it wasn't like a ridiculous over the top strong that we're used to from Bane, especially from the comic book series and like the animated series. And which one was the Batman and Robin movie where Bane was just like ridiculously brute. He could lift a car. It wasn't like that with this Bane. This Bane was just no more than like maybe a bodybuilder who was smart. So obviously he surpasses Batman in strength, because Batman is not a bodybuilder. I am going to talk about Selina Kyle, which is played by Anne Hathaway, which is Catwoman, and a lot of people were skeptical and was criticizing Christopher Nolan for casting her as Catwoman. But I think personally that Anne Hathaway played a phenomenal Catwoman. She was seductive. She was the ultimate femme fatale, and at certain times, she played different roles, meaning she was good one moment, she was bad another moment, she was good one moment, she was bad another moment. So I like the fact that she would play along the sides of good and bad in different parts of the film. And the most exciting scenes for me personally was the scene in which Bruce Wayne is trying to return from his injury, He's trying to return. That scene was really inspiring, as well as the scene in which he fights Bane. Also, the first fight he has with Bane, he's set up. It's not quite like the comic book, because I believe in the comic book series, Bane actually discovers his identity and actually comes to the Batcave, and that's where he finds him. But in this movie, he was kind of set up. Like, Batman was led to Bane because he wanted to find Bane, but he was led to Bane, and that's where the first physical encounter happens with Bane, and that fight doesn't go too well for Batman at all. And then there's another encounter, which is after Batman returns, per se. He returns after Bane takes over Gotham. He returns. And that fight, I thoroughly enjoyed it. That's the one that you see a lot on the trailer, in which he's on top of the stairs, and like Batman tries to deliver this magnificent left hook. And that fight was really good. Although Bane's power still showed. His strength still surpassed Batman. You could see it, and Batman was struggling really hard to keep up and to fight this menacing guy. And a lot of Bane's emotion. He was very emotive in the eyes. You could tell what he was feeling. And there was a moment in which Bane actually felt. You saw like a human aspect of him, like the humanity in him. He felt an emotion, and it was like, wow, like this guy is like so menacing and so diabolical and so evil. You wouldn't have imagined that he had this soft side to him. And there's a character that brings out the soft side to him, and it's like, wow, like this villain is human. Like he does have a heart. And overall, I would rate the movie an A+, because it did deliver. It was filled with action. The plot was really, really good. There's a phenomenal plot twist that some people were already speculating before the movie even came out, and I was one of those people that was speculating that same thing. And yes, so the plot twist happens, and it's like it threw the entire audience for a surprise, and it was a good plot twist. And there's the music, the score for the movie was phenomenal. And yeah, like overall, I would rate it an A+ movie. In my opinion, though, personally, I actually like The Dark Knight better. And there's one reason why I like The Dark Knight. There was more tension. It was very uncomfortable watching The Dark Knight, in the sense that the character the Joker was a very uncomfortable character to watch, because he just loved chaos. And contrary, and the opposite is Bane. Bane actually likes control. He likes to orchestrate things and know who's where, who's here, and when and why they're there. He has control over Gotham City. Whereas the Joker really didn't care for control. He just cared for chaos, and he just wanted to break Batman's spirit. Bane wanted to break Batman's spirit as well as break Batman. Yeah, so overall, I'll rate The Dark Knight Rises an A. I'm probably going to see it again because I really did enjoy it, and it was a phenomenal conclusion to the series. And there's such the way Nolan did it is that he left it open. It was a solid ending, but he left it open for in case someone wants to develop another character that's based in the Batman world. So he left it open for that, and overall, I'll rate the movie an A, and go check it out, and take care.